Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again for another video here. This is mostly going to be focused on Dual Terminal 1 and Dual Terminal 2. I got a big thing for Dual Terminal cards. I think they're pretty cool. Some of my favorite rarities, undoubtedly. So we're just going to go right ahead and get into this. So starting out here, we have Misvalue Soldier. It's basically got a built-in compulse depending on how you use it. Um, I just like the card in general, depending on what you're playing. It is a wind, which is kind of unique. If you're looking specifically for a tuner, it's not bad on stats for attack wise, and I just think it's really cool because it basically has a built-in compulse depending on how you use it. So that's one card that's pretty interesting. Moving on here to Worm Apocalypse. I think this card is really diverse. It's slow because it is a flip effect, but it's pretty great because it is a light monster, which can be used on a lot of different things, and it'll destroy any kind of backboard on the field. So it doesn't matter if it's magic, trap, face down, face up, anything, which is pretty great. Not a lot of monsters can do that, which I think is pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Ryko a little bit. Really, really like Lightsworn. So moving on here, Miss Valley Baby Rock. Again, I'm sorry, I didn't really like show the prices on these. The majority of these cards are really, really cheap. But some of them are not, which I'll kind of go into, like this one, Miss Valley Baby Rock. I think this has kind of grown into popularity just because it's another winged beast, and it is a tuner. Super easy to special summon. You just basically pitch it, and it gets special summon, and you have yourself a level 2 tuner. Really, really great. There is a super rare from Hidden Arsenal as well, I believe, which is about $3-ish, but this one's about 5 for the DT one, which is super nice. Moving on here, we got Nateria Rose Whip. This card grew into popularity a couple months ago, and it still kind of is. People are really anticipating the whole Plant Link thing on the horizon, hoping it's good. Hope they can relive the good old days of Plant Synchro. And we'll see what happens. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited about it. I think it's going to be interesting, the new support that comes out. With that being said, Nateria Rose Whip is definitely a nice choice. There is a super rare from one of the hidden arsenals, which is kind of almost around it is actually significantly cheaper. It's like $1.50 plus. But of course, you're gonna want to go with the dual terminal one. It was like 6 for a while, so it's calmed down a whole lot. It's about 3 right now. There's 16 here, lightly played for 3. So this is just a really awesome card. Also, I'm a big anti-meta player too, so sometimes I splash it into my anti-meta deck too, and like whip it out with bust it up with the Moon Mirror Shield, which is really great, which is actually kind of what I'm going to talk to with this guy later on. But this, I disregard. This isn't actually that great. Just disregard that. I'm going to kind of nix that one. Okay, so another thing with this one, Drac Monoloth is pretty great. This basically can slap your opponent's whole board in one turn. It's super good if you do it. Of course, a lot of people, I think, there's a popular idea. If you equip it with this card, it basically makes it bigger than anything in the whole, like anything your opponent can have, and it's pretty great. Let me just go over that really quick. If you guys aren't familiar with this, you can just pause the video really quick and read this. It basically just allows you to run over anything. And with this card, it's pretty great because it gets to attack all of your opponent's monsters. There is another card, I think it's a secret rare from Crossroads of Chaos. It has 1700 attack, a little bit better stats than that, but it doesn't do damage on your opponent, which I don't think is worth the 200 boost. Miss Valley Falcon, this is pretty cool. I'm a really big Satellar Knight fan, and Satellar Knights use a lot of continuous trap cards, and those kind of get recycled around depending on what you build and how you play. This card could potentially be used for that. I'm not saying it's specifically, like only for Miss Valleys or only for Satellar Knights. I just thought that was kind of an interesting idea that this could potentially be used for to recycle that kind of thing. Be kind of hard to splash into Satellar Knights because it's kind of like the redheaded stepchild to compare to the attributes and the types of monsters that are used with the Light Warriors. But again, just an idea. Maybe you can think of a colorful way to use this. It's a really cheap card right now. Just another cool dual terminal. Dark Necrofear, dual terminal 2, rare. I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't really have any playability right now. We'll have playability in the next couple years, who knows. It hasn't for several years now. It's a really old school Generation 1 card, originally from Labyrinth and Nightmare, I believe. Um, and it's just has beautiful artwork. It is a Dark Fiend. I'm a really big Dark World player, and for any of you Burning Abyss people out there, you wouldn't really use this card, but who knows? I mean, who just knows? This is just an awesome card. It's really cheap and got killer artwork. What can I say? Moving on here, Ultimate Tyranno. This is kind of an interesting card. It's kind of like the Jurat card where it can just slap everything in the face. I'm sure there's really easy ways to special summon this out. It is a level 8 as well, so it could be used as trade-in fodder if you can't use it at the time. But I think this is kind of an interesting card that can be used with dinosaurs. This card's kind of interesting too. I actually never really thought about this card before. It's kind of slow, so I don't think anyone would really use it. I think there's a lot easier ways for all the Dino pros to bust out special summon big Dino monsters, but I'm not really sure about that. DNA Surgery and DNA Transplant, these are not dual terminal cards, but I just wanted to roughly kind of reiterate this card. I love these cards so much. I think these cards are so powerful. They bust off so many combos, and they're minor engines for a lot of different things. You can kind of make your duels shift a lot with these cards, and it's really sad that we do not have any kind of hollows. We have 3 prints, not a lot of prints, all commons, super disappointing. Same thing with DNA Transplant, all commons, all 3 of them, pretty much the same sets. So, hey, Konami, please give us like a super at least for this. These cards are so powerful, and I just really want a hollow version. Moving on here, Dual Terminal 2, Light of Intervention. Mostly I was just thinking about like flip effect decks like, what is that one deck called? Subterror, or whatever. If there is Dawns a Day, when there's really big popular flip effect monsters, or I don't know, what's it called? Anyway, I think it's kind of a neat card. It's got really cool artwork too. It's really cheap right now. It's dual terminal, so I just wanted to show that really quick. Another card is Enemy Controller. This card used to see a lot of play. It's kind of been like powered down a whole lot, but I still think it's a pretty cool card. It's diverse because it's a quick play. It's got 2 effects depending on how you want to use it. It's kind of expensive a little bit. I mean, it's only $2, so I mean that's not terribly expensive. I mean, it's DT, and there is higher rarities which are like ridiculously expensive. I think the Ultra Rare from Ancient Sanctuary is significantly more. There's a super rare, the ultra rare. If you want to go for first editions, so quite a plethora of variety here. There was a secret rare. Oh wow. Okay, so I mean, disregard. I didn't know that this came secret rare. I mean, you might as well just get a secret rare. It's $2 for the dual terminal one, and it's literally half a dollar for the secret rare, or almost 3/4 for secret rare first edition. So, I'm sorry. Just go ahead and get this one. I didn't know that it came out in secret rare in the Kaiba reprint. Anyway, Dark Magician Attack is pretty cool. I covered this card before in one of my videos when I talked about backcard removal. I think this is just a really great card. There's always going to be, maybe not a big player base for Dark Magician, but, it's one of the classic fan favorites. And this is just an awesome card. It's Harpy's Feather Duster. So, enough said. It's a common. It's dual terminal. It's about $1. There's only 1 page left for lightly played and near mint. So, I would get on that. Moving on to System Down, I want to kind of like go and come back from this card and kind of like update it. This is just an awesome card. I'm waiting for a good price for this to get ultimates. I personally bought supers. I know there's like rare supers and I think commons. This is the ultimate rare from the original pack, Cybernetic Revolution, really old set. This is just such a blowout card, and machines kind of come and go. And, of course, you have your Cyber Dragon players. They're all machines. This card is just literally kind of like the ultimate power card against, a whole type of monster. It's just a really great card. First editions are about 10, And then this is the second page. So yeah, you can get first edition for about 10. There's one here and one here, and then you can kind of dig more after that. So that's actually kind of a pretty nice price for an ultimate old school first edition, just blowout card against machines. But I just wanted to show that really quick. Creature Swap. I think this is a really good card. Not really people are really talking about this or really kind of splashing this in. There's a lot of cool experiments that you can do with this card. Another thing is if you have a first edition original print, it's like almost $70. It is like $70. It's 65, then 75, then 200. There's literally like this is it. I'm on near mint and lightly played, and there's one page, and there's like a handful of these in general. So that was kind of interesting if you have first editions. Of course, like any really old school first edition, it's tons of money. So I think this is a really great card though, so I just kind of wanted. There's other versions like Super, and then I think there's a like a Hobby League Ultra or something like that, which is like 5. But this is always gonna be the best, of course. And the last thing here, I want to kind of try something new in my videos. I want to start incorporating like every so often. I just want to talk about a deck core. I'm really big on collecting deck cores and trying to kind of get under the hype or before the hype and collect deck cores before things rise to fame and get more expensive or whatever you want to call it. Um, I never got to play this deck. This deck came to grow to predominance when I wasn't in the game. I'm a really old school player. You know, I started out with original core sets like back in when was it, like 2003, 2002, whenever the first couple sets and the structure decks and all that came out, and played for a couple of years, and then I really just didn't play until after high school. 2011 was when I came back in, and I'm pretty sure like this deck was still seeing a little bit of play. It was kind of the era where it was like Curry, and it was like what was it? Six Samurais, like all the new Six Samurai stuff came out, and like everything was unlimited. And that deck was super crazy, and you know they had Black Wings and Crystal Beasts, and then like later on we went into like the whole format of like Dino Rabbit and like the windups and Insectors and all that great stuff. Good times. Um, but you know, once in a while, I saw this at my locals, and I was always really fascinated with the mechanics, the kind of like swapping out and like how they fusion summon. And I just thought it was really cool, and I always kind of wanted to build a max rarity Gladiator Beast deck, but I never really got around to it. I'm starting to slowly do it now, and overall, I mean, the Bestiary Super Rare is the most expensive card according to this title low. Then you move into this Ultimate over here. But I just wanted to kind of just go over it really quick. Word Chariot is kind of an interesting counter trap that they have. I'm really attracted to decks that have really juicy counter traps that can really defend and knock things off the block really well. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that they got support as early as Primal Origin. But anyway, so you know why not? You know this secret rare bestiary is $2, but you know you want to get a first edition. How much are those? Anyway, let's see here. It's like 3. So War Chariot. How much are first edition War Chariots? I was gonna get these. So I'm trying to find for like $2 for first edition, but I didn't find any last time. I was kind of on the hunt here. But yeah, they're about $2. One there at least for $2. But anyway, so yeah, Gladiator Beast. I think it's something to look into. This is a really, to me, really old school deck core. That's really cool. Got some pretty nice secret rarity bumps with the reprints from the Legendary Collection sets. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm not really familiar with the deck. I definitely want to kind of build it online and kind of mess around with it and just mess around with it. It's just something I really like, mostly because one of my really good friends, he kind of named his channel off this deck, and he really liked this deck. And when I first met him, I'm pretty sure he was playing this deck, and they have like all these secret rare reprints that just look so beautiful. It's awesome. Anyway, so yeah, Gladiator Beast. Maybe that's something you want to look into for deck cores. But this has been a video by the White Mexican. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you in the next video.